Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. It's finished. Real Madrid won. Osasuna won. Finally, Real Madrid have dropped points in this season. 2 points dropped. I think costly points dropped as well, and unnecessarily unneeded points dropped. A little bit of sloppiness in the play, one would say, but well deserved. Well played by Osasuna. Well deserved point. And I think that now puts Real Madrid second in the table, of course, because Barcelona will go above them on goal difference. But it wasn't the fluid Real Madrid that we come to expect. It wasn't a typical Real Madrid performance. And you know what? When you look back, and you might just wonder how much of a difference Courtois' absence might have made. Not that I don't think he would have saved that goal, but maybe his presence might have not, afforded that chance. Anyway, it's just difficult to say, but they will be disappointed. Madrid will be disappointed with the 2 points drop. The goal that they scored, if there was a bit of touch of fortune about it for Real Madrid, I mean, it was a Vinicius cross, really. It wasn't a shot, it was a cross, and it misses everyone. And it just goes in and nestles into that bottom corner. And it's 1-0. Tell you what, in all the talk about Haaland, about Lewandowski, about Mbappe, I think people even Benzema to a certain extent, but people have kind of forgotten about Vinicius Junior a little bit. I think he's just quietly gone about his job. He's probably not got as big a stature as those guys, but his numbers are so good. His play is so good. If you watch him play, I think I mean, before Lewandowski had scored that goal yesterday, I would say he's probably the most fluid of the players. He's so complete. He does everything now. But I think Lewandowski probably shades it ahead of him at the moment on form. And when we talk about inform forwards, probably Lewandowski is a bit ahead, and maybe Haaland is ahead just because the number of goals and assists and everything that he's getting. But Vinicius, just there's something when you watch him. There's an air of unpredictability when you see. You just don't know what he can do. He's just fantastic. But anyway, it's 1-0. And do you think if Real Madrid can? I never think Madrid looked comfortable. Even at 1-0, they didn't look comfortable. There were moments where Osasuna were countering at pace. They had like 3-on-2, 3-on-3s. They had advantages when they were countering every time. So Madrid never really looked comfortable. Never really looked like they had the game in the bag or that they had the game in control. And in the second half, that goal really comes out of nothing. That goal that they concede, it's a bad goal to concede because Unai Garcia has way too much time to make that cross. He shouldn't be given that much time to make that cross. But he puts the cross in, and it's a head. It's again, there's a touch of fortune about it because it's a flicked header, which if it comes off, it looks very good. It could have gone to the back post. Somebody might have got in. It is not the kind of header that often goes into that goes into the back of the net like that. But it was so well. It is such perfection that you have to say that there's a touch of fortune, because if it doesn't come off the way it does, then it looks silly. But because it's so well placed and so well hit, it just looks like a perfect goal. And it is really not a perfect goal, but a perfect header. And it was a perfect header. It was just brilliantly done. And it's 1-0. And I think Osasuna deserved that goal just for the endeavor that they showed, the enterprise they showed. You expect that. And then it's about Madrid. I think Madrid, this is not the Madrid, normal Real Madrid, even when they go 1-1 or when they're 0-0, they find gears, they do their thing, they work through the gaps, they be patient. I think there was a touch of panic to it. There really was in that second half, especially. You could see there's so many misplaced passes. So often they were making runs that were not going anywhere. Oftentimes they would just go to the byline and make a back pass because they didn't want to take just risk. It was just not a typical Madrid performance in that second half. And they, level when they're trying to get the game back. It just wasn't that same performance. And they just didn't look, and then they get the penalty. It was a clear penalty. I think Unai Garcia, doing. I don't know why he was doing that. In the age of VAR, you really don't do that kind of stuff. You just let the play happen, because if you're going to make it that obvious, then VAR is going to catch it anyway. So you might as well not do things like that. But he just did it anyway. I don't think Benzema really was in a threatening position, to be honest. I think Herrera had it covered anyway. But I think it was just panic from Garcia. I think it's still, I can't let him have a shot or something, and he just pushed him. There's a clear penalty. There's a clear red card as well, because it's denial of a goal scoring opportunity. So it is, Benzema steps up, and you're thinking 1-1. Real Madrid have got a penalty. They haven't played that well. But this is what Real Madrid do. They're going to score and they're going to make it 2-1, and he hits the post. He missed 2 penalties against Sergio Herrera last season. And I'm pretty sure that played on his mind. And he went for placement. He went for power and placement, and he kind of clocked it a little bit. And, it hit the post and it went out. And you just kind of knew it wasn't going to be Madrid's day. It wasn't going to be Benzema's day. He had a couple of good touches, Benzema. But I do think there's been a drop off in his level. I know he's been injured for a while, but I do feel there's been a drop off in his level this season. I mean, he had a fantastic, phenomenal season last time out anyway. Like he was, that level is very hard to maintain season in, season out. but there's definitely been a signal. And maybe if he hadn't had such a great season, you probably wouldn't notice it as much. But because he had such a phenomenal, once in a lifetime season for I think the drop off is marked, but there has been a drop off. Even before the penalty, I think this season there's been a drop off, and they've not noticed it much because Vinicius has gone up a gear, and Rodrygo has compensated at times, Valverde has compensated at times. I do feel that they need Benzema back on form. If Madrid are going to have any chance of winning the league and competing in the Champions League, they're going to need Benzema back on form. He's such an important, critical player for them. But he missed that penalty. It's 1-1. Osasuna down to 10 men. She never really felt like Madrid were going to score. It just never looked like it. At least not from open play. They never looked like they were going to get it. There were chances there. Mariano had a good chance as well, which he probably should have taken. And maybe on another night it would have been taken. But, Herrera was not going to be denied. Osasuna were not going to be denied. And it finishes 1-1. 2 points dropped. And it's hard to say. I don't think anybody played too badly. I think Madrid as a team was just too average today. I don't think anybody had a bad game as such. I think the Carvajal probably could have done better. You expect maybe Tchouameni could have done better on that goal as well. So individual errors and individual performances that probably were not so good. Benzema, we'll probably look back and say I was pretty average today as well. Rodrygo was pretty average as well. So there were average performances, but I don't think anybody played too badly. The problem is there was nobody that stood out, nobody that took the game by the scruff of the neck and said, "I'm going to make a difference." I think they missed Modric as well. Even if they only had him for 30 minutes in the second half, maybe you would not have started, but he played for 30 minutes in the second half, that would still have made a big difference. They just needed somebody to unlock, somebody to unpack that Osasuna defense. They just didn't have that, and that again shows you Madrid how well oiled they are. Basically a machine, and if you take a couple of parts out of the machine, that machine starts to creak. So that's something for Ancelotti to figure out. But it's 2 points dropped, 2 points that they'll be disappointed dropping, particularly at home at the Bernabeu against Osasuna. You want to win these games. You don't want to be dropping points here, so that will hurt. But it's good enough for Barcelona because now they're back on top of the table and they can now think about how they're going to move forward. I do feel Barcelona favors for the title anyway. I don't think Madrid are going to win it. But if they have a chance of competing, then they need certain players to fire. So Barcelona just have ridiculous depth. I mean, that's just something else. You can't really, and that's the contrast still. Remember, Barcelona didn't play so well yesterday as well, but they had a moment of magic from Lewandowski. They got the goal, then they made sure that they kept Mallorca at bay, and they got that 3 points. Whereas Osasuna, on the other hand, Madrid, they got that goal. It was a bit of a fortuitous goal, but it was a goal, and then they just couldn't hold off Osasuna long enough to see it out. So these are the margins sometimes that league titles are decided on. I think it's too early to say that now, but these are the things that sometimes make a difference as well. It's a difference between 3 points and a point, and you see that here, and that's why I think Barcelona favorites. But anyway, smash like for Osasuna, smash like for Sergio Herrera. I thought he played really, really well today. As a goalkeeper, at the end of it, he was very commanding of his box. I don't think he was ever, ever under any kind of pressure. Even that penalty, he didn't save it, but he looked very confident when it was being taken. So smash like for him, smash like for Vinicius as well. I thought he was really good. He was easily Madrid's best player today. And I think his transformation is something to behold. I hope he continues on this trajectory because he could be a very special player. But anyway, do smash like for those guys and share your comments about the game. What do you think about Madrid's performance? Where do you think things can change? What are your thoughts on Benzema's performance? His displays this season? Let me know. I always love to hear, of course, from you guys. And remember to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. The weekend games are now over, but we've got European action back again this midweek as Champions League and Europa League returns. So do stay tuned for that as well because we'll do match reactions for those. So do subscribe to our channel so you can get notified as soon as those videos drop. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.